What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tech. Breaking news: my female dog just had puppies this morning. My beautiful female, semi-wild Nigerian dog had 5 beautiful puppies. Let me show you. This is my beautiful, semi-wild Nigerian dog. She did a good job, and she's actually pretty big compared to most of the dogs. And these are her babies right here. 5 puppies. Look at this. I don't know what this one. Look at the color. I told you I breed dogs. People come and they buy dogs from me. There's one. There's another one. Two. So there's three brown ones like this. Look at this one. Then I have this light brown one right here. Look at that cute. Then I have this white one right here. They go into town. I have to say my dogs are very well fed compared to a lot of the other dogs in the area, right? My dogs are very well fed. They get their shots. I'm gonna have to get the veterinarian to come and take care of these little puppies, when it's appropriate, so they can get their vaccination shots. And I have to give her, I couldn't give her a flea dip or anything like that until she gave birth, because they said, obviously she's pregnant, she couldn't do any of that stuff. But this is her first babies. Now I've owned let me think. How many generations? This would be let me count. I owned her grandfather, mother, her, and now this. So what's that, 4? Yeah, I actually saved her because this one's mother was terrible. All right. Some dog mothers are terrible. All right. And so her mother was absolutely terrible. And I had to rescue her from her mother and give her to another mother that I had that gave birth the same day. And that mom took care of her. She has a sister. She has one other sister I sold, and she's probably around here somewhere, because even though you like sell the dogs, right, to people, the dogs are in the neighborhood. So they be outside like hanging out. Like the dogs will come over here. So her sister will come over to the house, be in the house, and I gotta kick her out every now and then. and like all the other siblings of all the other dogs, they're in the neighborhood. All right. And I don't know who the baby daddy is. All right. This dog went outside and then got pregnant. Right. I have a sneaky suspicion that she got pregnant by the neighbor's dog across the way. All right. That's my sneaky suspicion. All right. When I say cross the way, I mean literally the house over. All right. I think that she got pregnant by him. But I like the variety, and I get different color dogs. And as you can see, very beautiful, multicolored dogs. And these dogs are sold as pets. Okay, these are pets. Nigerians, especially Yoruba, they love to have dogs as pets. Right? There's security, because when somebody knocks on your gate, these dogs go crazy, right? There's no way somebody's getting close to your house without all your dogs just going off, right? And it's important that if you have animals, to raise your puppies around the other animals, because they'll start killing your chickens and your goats, and, well, not the goats. Well, baby goats. If they're big enough, they can do the goats, but usually it's the chickens, the little birds, or something like that. when they, start to get their prey drive. So you gotta you gotta kind of pick out the ones that got strong prey drives, right? And separate those from the ones that's kind of cool with the pets. This one, she doesn't have a prey drive. She can be around my chickens and my ducks and the goats, no problem, right? So I'm hoping I got a couple good ones out of that. Now the ones that I know that don't have some, when I find out which one of these have some serious prey drive or not, I'm probably going to keep about 2 of these myself, right? Probably going to keep some girls so I can breed some more, and and I'll sell the boys, because the boys are usually the ones have the most prey drive. So I'll keep 2 of them and sell the rest when appropriate. There's no shortage of people looking to purchase dogs that have their own security, and people like dogs, right? Now there are people in the north, right? The Fulanis and the houses. They have a dog market where they breed dogs to eat. They actually eat the dogs, right? There's plenty of places, like in Japan, there's places where they eat dog. China, there's places where they eat dog. In Africa, there's places where they eat dog. And I know it sounds taboo, but I mean, we eat cow, and that's taboo in India, right? So, I've never had dog meat. I've eaten rat in Japan. I've never eaten cat, I don't think. And if I did, it was either at the Chinese carryout, right, thinking it was a 4-piece chicken wing, mumbo sauce, and salt and pepper, and fries, or it was in Japan sometime, because I was probably drunk, and it might have been cat. It tastes good, though, so whatever, right? But, that's the only time I might have possibly ate a cat. But I know I done ate rat and mouse. Well, rat. Mice too small. Rat. It's called meat on a stick. Ate that in Japan. That shit was bomb. I was drunk, though, but it was bomb. They had the sauce on it and everything. Look, in Asia, they eat everything. They don't discriminate. If it breathed, they gonna eat it, right? And in Nigeria, they do eat dog. Some places eat dog. You gotta remember, Nigeria is really a continent of itself, to be honest, on a continent. There's many different groups of people in Nigeria that come from many different parts of Africa, and they are completely different culturally from each other, all right? And they do and value completely separate different things, right? But for the most part, the Yorubas and the Igbos, who African Americans stem from, they don't eat dog, unless they're starving and shit. I mean, people are desperate sometimes. But for the most part, culturally, they're not eat dog. They're pet. They have pets, and that's how they value their dogs as pets and stuff. There are cats around here, rare. Like I have a cat, and it's at the shop, right? But not as many. There's just so many dogs. I don't see how a cat population could grow significantly enough because of the dogs. Kind of like in the Caribbean. Y'all know how y'all got dogs everywhere, so the cat population can only get so big because they don't have any natural, the natural prey of the dog is going to make sure they don't get too big. But anyway, I just wanted to show y'all. I've always showed y'all when I was here and I had my dogs give birth. I always show y'all because it's always pleasant, the celebration of life, and she did a good job, right? She's not in any pain. I'll definitely have the vet check her out, and check these ones out. And so that's it. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys 5 healthy puppies from my beautiful dog that I saved a couple years ago from her terrible mother who cared nothing for her. But now everything turned out correct. Her first batch. Now, I usually let them, have like 3 goes, and then they go on retirement. I don't want my dogs to be depleting themselves, having babies back to back. Now, if they have any babies after that, that's just on them. You know what I'm saying? But, 3 is usually a good number, over a good period of time. Anyway, that's all I got to say for now, guys. Afro Think Tank, learn something, teach something. I'm out.